Hello and welcome to the Dr. Mumbi Show. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are well, beloved, in all your ways, and that you are living your best life. Thanks to everybody that supports us on our Patreon accounts and our PayPal accounts. Really appreciate love each and every one of you, and all of you who support us with your prayers and your best wishes. The Wake Up Africa movement is so real, and there's just so much evidence of our people awakening across the continent and across the globe. I want to talk about Mozambique. A very exciting ruling has been made. But before I even get into that, there's also a black militia in the divided states that has just emerged, and they're calling themselves Not Effing Around. I don't know, NFAC. Apparently, they have about 12,000 black people that have, black American brothers and sisters. Hey, the sisters are also showing up strong because, no African revolution can happen without the representatives of Mama Africa, which is you and me, my beloved sisters. So there's a lot happening across the world. People are taking things into their own hands. And that's what we're seeing with this particular story in Mozambique. Now, I talked about this last year where I told you guys that Mozambique they were sued by some international banks, basically a Swiss bank and a Russia bank. And then they turned around and sued the international banks in the divided kingdom to cancel debt of a secret loan. And the case had been brought up by the Mozambique government seeking to cancel the $622 million debt on the loan on the grounds that the loan was unconstitutional because the loan was the loan was never passed by Parliament, although I think public shares it was issued publicly or something like that. And then a civil case was lodged at the High Court in London against Credit Suisse, which is a Swiss bank, and Prinivents. And basically, Mozambique was seeking damages because it claimed that the three loans were made by the London branches of Credit Suisse and Russian bank VTB to a state-owned company in Mozambique in 2013 and 2014. And the loan was guaranteed by then Finance Minister Manuel Chang, who is currently in custody in South Africa, and both Mozambique and the divided states are asking for his extradition. So that's what happened. But what happened is that even though this Manuel Chang signed off on the loan, such big loans are supposed to happen through Parliament. So what happened is that the Mozambican highest court, the Constitutional Court Council, they actually ruled that the secret loans that were made are null and void, which basically means that the highest court in Mozambique has ruled that the loans and the guarantees should be treated as if they never existed. I love it. And this is what you're going to start seeing. For all these Chinese loans and all these other loans that people have taken, that different individuals have taken, for all the people, that Western governments kind of, lined the pockets of our, corrupt politicians and nothing came out from it. If you said a loan was from the project and the project doesn't exist, then you should sue the source company plus the minister or whoever was in place, because this is what we're going to start seeing. It's not business as usual in Africa. And you know what's so exciting is that the actual case was brought by 2,000 citizens and the NGO called Nueti. I hope I've pronounced it right, which is basically part of the Budget Monitoring Forum, and they took the lead on this debt issue. That's why I keep telling you, beloved, it's up to you and me to do what we can do where we are. I know there's brilliant lawyers that watch this. There's brilliant accountants. There's brilliant policy makers. Start doing what you can do with what you have. Unite together, because we're in a season where there's so much power. Where two or more are gathered, we can make so much more progress. Because this whole situation. Because get this, this loan was actually included in the government budget in 2017, which means that average Mozambican citizens are the ones who would eventually have to pay for this loan that was siphoned off and enjoyed by, allegedly Manuel Chang and others. And this is what has happened across Africa, is that, people have personally enriched themselves, and all of them are going to be brought to book. All of them are going to be brought to book. But you can see, fam, from this particular case that it's going to take local citizens doing the bit they can, whatever profession you are. Instead of giving back to your church or whatever, why not give back to your community, give back to your people? Let's be the ones, let's be our government keepers. The governments don't rule over us. We are ruling over them. We're the ones who have the shareholders. They're the people who have been elected to run this company we called Kenya or Zambia or Mozambique. But we are the shareholders, and as shareholders, we have to take an interest. And if you look at, countries all over the world, because there's discrimination everywhere, it's not unique to Africa. But if you look at countries all over the world, you will notice that, a lot of like the divided kingdom and all these people, they all have shadow governments, which means like they'll have a minister of finance and a minister of labor or whatever, the secretary labor, whatever they call them. And these people will have a little committee where citizens will volunteer to kind of monitor that the finance people are doing what they're supposed to be doing, the health people are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And these are the actions that you and me can take to make sure that we put our governments in check, and we put some of these international exploiters in check as well, because there's so much power in our togetherness. Tuko pamoja.
Why we should continue allowing you to operate in the city when you are showing apartheid, stopping blacks from doing business in here? Okay?
Yeah, this I know understand. This is English too small. Yeah.
Whoever understand English have taken our council license, and we are going to write to you. We are revoking them. No business here. You are closed now.
Yeah, no.
Because
yes, no.
not even Chinaman here. The one you were cutting was where?
No, this one me brother.
No cutting here, brother. Go and cut here at home. You are closed now.
Yeah, this no problem.
Yes, already closed.
Yeah, already closed.
But so if it's closed, what are you doing inside?
For me, this family, and for this here cooking. Me home no for this cooking.
Close. I'm coming back in 1 hour. If I find you, I'll get you arrested for operating illegally, because our license we have taken. Because you are discriminating blacks and closing and only attending to Chinese and stopping blacks. You lie that you've closed, but you are doing business here with Chinese. There's no segregation. This license doesn't permit you. And also putting the prices in Chinese, it's illegal. Put in English. If you want, put in Nyanja. This is not Wuhan.
God is watching me. He wants to know, how do we treat each other? How do we help each other? So I'm going to dedicate my life to using my name and popularity, helping charities, helping people, uniting people. Because we live how long? 80 years? The odds are everybody in this room, some of you are going to be dead 20 years from now. Some of you are going to be dead 50 years from now. Some are going to be dead 30, and some are going to be dead 60, 70 years from now. We all going to die soon. So we don't have it about 80 years on earth. This is a test to see where will we spend our life in heaven or hell. This is not the life now. Your real self is inside you. Your body gets old. You don't have no teeth. Your hair is leaving you. Your bodies get tired. But your soul and your spirit never die. That's going to live forever. So your body is just housing your soul and spirit. So God is testing us on how we treat each other, how we live, to see where our real home be in heaven. So this physical stuff don't last for so long. So my car, this building is going to be here when the man who built it dead. There have been many kings and queens of England. They're all dead. After this one is gone, another one will come. So we don't stay here. We're just trustees. We don't own nothing. So what am I saying? The most important thing about life is what's going to happen when you die. Are you going to go to heaven or hell? So it just scares me to think that I'm going to die one day and go to hell. I might kill people. I might rob people. The authorities might not catch me. The FBI, Scotland Yard might not catch me, but when I die, somebody's watching me and keeping count, and I can't get away. So what am I going to do when I'm through fighting? I only have 16 years to be productive, get myself ready to meet God and go to the best place. Don't that make sense?
Thank you.